Hello, everybody. So, welcome to the 2020 cross country season. This will count as our preseason slash parent night video. So, trying to kill two birds with one stone. First of all, I want to say welcome. And if you have any questions, parents, feel free to over email us, ask too many questions. We pride ourselves on keeping in contact with you about the most simplest of things. So feel free at any time to ask questions, any hour of the day or night. Send us an email. Kevin Spots and myself, I suppose somewhere you would want these emails, so I'll just type them at the bottom here, and you can watch my screen. So T. Pertner at HamiltonSchools.us, and then Kevin K. Spots at Hamilton. Oh, I got one too many T's in there. My typing isn't so good. At HamiltonSchools.us are our two emails. But just feel free at any time to contact us and ask questions. There's going to be something I forget in this video. First thing I'd like to start off with is, I said this over the summer, but who are we? What do we stand for? And this is not something that's just typed out. It is really who we are. And it, of course, is going to be challenged in a couple areas, based on the situation in the world today. But you can read through this. These are our core covenants, the things that we would like to put on every shirt that we make for our season. Practice will start Wednesday, August 12th at 8 a.m. in front of the school. So we have to try to stay out of the school as much as possible, of course. So at 8 a.m. And I would really appreciate it if all of you would take care as much as possible your business on Final Forms. So, yep, I'm going to go to Final Forms now and expose the lot here. So we have Lauren and Ivy. I don't think Ivy's coming out, though. She's going to stay home and do her learning virtual. But she emailed me the other day. But just Lauren for the girls. And then for our boys, we have, there we go, just slow, just Liam Potoff. So please take care of your business. Pay your insurance, which is now $50. And then this fifth little red icon you should know by now is your physical. You can just upload it. Take a picture with your phone, make sure you can see it, and upload it to Final Forms. That's going to be good enough, but it would be great if you guys could take care of this before day one. I think that is good. And at the end of this video, in the email I am sending you, here's what the email is going to look like. So all these links that I sent you earlier in the summer will be there. There's going to be a video from Mr. Banstra that he sent to us coaches going over the COVID expectations, just because I know I'm going to mess something up. I want you to watch it and take to heart everything that he says, and then we're going to try to, so we can have a season, take to heart everything and enforce these guidelines. I know that most of you already probably know what's in that video, but for the sake of kind of pushing that off to the end, please watch it. Don't forget about it. I will mention a few things, but I don't want to misstate anything that he says, so please watch that. This is a list of when we do our health screenings every day that you could come in with, knowing beforehand we need to know, we need to ask you these questions every day and document this. So we'll have this printed out on the table that we're using to check you in. Links here, these should all work. I have them shared with the public, so make sure that you're constantly checking things. Things will change every day. And I need to say this, I'm not going to speculate on anything anymore in the future. All I can tell you right now is we have practice on day one. I can't tell you anything about day two. I know that sounds scary, but that's the times we live in. So even at the end of practice on day one, things could change. You need to, and now hear me, I'm waving, hear me, boys and girls and parents. You need to check your email every day before you come to practice. There could be a situation where we have to call things off, as horrible as that is. You need to check every day and make no assumptions on the next day. It is day by day this year. So be happy for each and every day that you get to be with your teammates and have a cross country season. All right, so kind of more on the parent night side of things here. So you have this main document where our schedule is. Notice I have the Allegan Invitational in red. I saw on athletic.net that looks like it's at Sturgis right now. And we're not going to do that. So that's just too far to make it worth it. I'll think about it, but it's likely that we won't. And to have no, the great potential of no busing that far is likely, and that's just too much and too far to go. So if that is at Sturgis, we will not be doing that. Everything else looks okay. Again, not going to speculate on the future. All I know right now is we have practice on day one, but I'll give that heads up on the schedule. And down here you see our conference, our new exciting conference, and regionals, which this year is on Halloween. Oh, how fun. And at Seago. Okay, so those are all the teams, and I think it's actually a harder regional for girls, but potential third place, depending how things shake out for us there. So those are down there, and on these docs you'll see all these links that you can tap on. We'll go to the food document next here. So again, if we have these meets, put if there, we tend to want to have food and drink, and so parents get in here and sign up. And here's some recommendations below there, which I think Sarah Gensink gave me a long time ago. I don't know why, but she did. Might have been a track thing. Anyway, just put your name down in these blanks. And we need a lot of, try to bring as much prepackaged stuff, prepackaged drinks. Obviously, in the COVID, taking care of precautions, I guess, on that. The more prepackaged things, the better. If we just wanted to stick to drinks, okay. Let's see how things play out. But you can put your name down, and again, I don't know what things are going to be like if we have the Wayland invite, if restrictions will be heavier or lighter, but we do need to take some precautions with food. So let's just go word of mouth, and day before we'll make that decision. That's also the first day of school that we have the Wayland invite there. Let's see on my list here also. For athletes that are not at school, because you're not scheduled to be at school, you're in the virtual side of things. Apparently there's going to be transportation to pick you up, a bus, if you want, to come get you and bring you to school. If parents are at work or something. I know parents have to register to do that. So just make that note that I'm 90% sure that's going to happen. Again, this is a temporary start to school, and then we are going to reevaluate. But if you have a ride issue, that's something that we're going to do. And speaking of rides, we're going to let parents transport their children to meets. However, I've been told, and I'm sure Mr. Banstra will email me quickly if I'm wrong, we can't share rides. So it can't be one parent taking the kids of four other parents to a meet. We're going to have buses, but probably not busing to all meets. And you're going to have to, you know, at times, parents are going to have to bring you, it's a potential that parents may have to bring you to meets. But we'll work it out. We are people that work things out. We want you to know this. You're not going to be left behind because mom or dad can't bring you and there's no bus. Okay, so we'll figure it out. You know, even if we have to put you on top or put you down below in a little storage bin. No, just kidding. But we'll figure it out, and always feel free to communicate with us. But as of right now, parents, be forewarned that you're going to have to, at times, transport your kids to meets. And speaking of the meets, we will not have the Bread Aweg invite this year because that got too close to the TK invite, just so you know that. That was a meet we did last year. All right, well, let's see here on my list. I think we have it all. Our captains on the girls' side, Bella, Sharon, and Megan Fassbender will be our captains. On our boys' side, we are preparing our young men to be leaders. So sometimes we don't pick a captain, that's okay. Sometimes we decide on one within a couple of weeks. But right now we're more in the preparation side of things than the boys' side. I think I've covered everything. You're going to have in your email, again, all these links. I want to emphasize that you can follow that link and that you know what these things are. Make sure you watch Mr. Banstra's video. So I guess I probably should say some things on COVID, but I know I'm going to mess something up, so hear me out. You do need to bring a mask every day. You do need to wear a mask before we start our warm-up. You could in our warm-up too, but if that's a little too much, okay. Professional athletes wear masks. You know, when they come up, I see the baseball players doing it. But when we start the athletic side of our practice, they can come off. When you finish practice, so warm up and runs, when you finish, you can put them back on. If you need to go into the building, okay, to use the bathroom, use the locker room, probably is what we'll use. The mask has to go on, hand sanitizer. Watch Mr. Bannister's video because I just cannot cover everything, and he does a great job with explaining all the little minute details. I will tell you this, it is serious business. If we mess up and do something wrong, we may have to end. We don't want to mess up. And even if we follow all the guidelines, God forbid, there might be a case or two, we might have to end. So it's serious business. It's not a lot of fun having to do it, but it's one of those things we have to do to have a season. So we are likely to have a season. And we just need to try to stay away from each other. I'm going to feel like a basketball coach and middle school basketball coach again. Get away from each other. Just to holler on offense while trying to teach them to spread the floor. It is serious. So that's what on those little things like that, when we're stretching at the end, we need to be far apart, maybe not in a circle, far apart. So I'll make sure my captains are helping me with that so that we're not in violation of the intent. And also communicate. You need to communicate to me, parents, if your child's sick. There's privacy for sure. It will not be names, but we need to report to our superiors if there actually is a potential case of COVID-19, but the names will not happen. That's for sure. Privacy issues will be followed. I think that's all I need to talk about. Again, 8 a.m. in front of the little gym entrance there. That's always where we meet. And bring your mask. Your own little bottle of hand sanitizer would be great. You need to use that, whenever you go to use the facilities. Certainly when you're done using the facilities, wash your hands and use it. Kind of when you're changing moments all the time to use that. I know at home I don't use it enough. I wash a lot, but I don't use hand sanitizer enough. So that's going to be something. But we have a couple of fine captains that will help us remember all these things. I'm going to end now. Just make sure, again, in this email that you look at Mr. Banstra's COVID-19 video. He is talking to us coaches, so realize that, but of course, he's talking to you athletes also. Hope to see you all on Wednesday.